Yo, what is up, doggies? It's your boy Beanie Kowloon, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about a little bit of vaping. Right off the bat, let me just say vaping is pretty fucking whack. Like, this shit's just addictive as fuck and just gives you like a 3-second buzz, and after you start vaping or smoking for a while, you really don't even get like buzzed anymore. It's just something you get addicted to. And yeah, I'm very addicted to nicotine, and I mean, most likely some of you guys are as well, because I mean, let's be honest, who's not addicted to nicotine in this day and age? Like, they literally be selling that shit like it's candy. Like, both in the metaphorical term where, you know, they're selling candy and it's really easy to sell, so they're selling a lot of it, and then also the vapes they're selling are literally packaged and taste just like candy with all these bright colors and fruity flavors. Like, most of the disposables out today literally don't even taste like you're getting nicotine. It tastes like they replaced that shit with sugar. Like, it's just candy, man. And while flavorful vapes definitely do market towards children, I also see the argument that people above 21 still enjoy good flavored vapes. It's not like when you turn 21, you just instantly start liking the taste of tobacco and hate all other fruity flavors. And honestly, I think they should be able to sell whatever fruity flavors they want. And I mean, if you walk into any gas station or wherever you buy a vape, they are doing that. They're selling all kinds of fruity flavors. And the strange thing about this is, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in 2020, the FDA put in an enforcement policy that banned all fruity and mint flavors for any cartridge-based nicotine devices. And this is the infamous law that put a ban on the beloved Juul flavors like mango, mint, cucumber, and many more banging flavors. But this begs the question, why can't we have mint Juul pods, but we can have Rick and Morty candy corn flavored vape? So, you know, I decided to take a look into this situation because as far as I knew, we did have a ban on all flavored vapes, but as of right now, we have more flavored vapes than ever before. And the story behind it is actually a lot more wild than you may imagine. And let me just say, my initial theory in the beginning of this video about them replacing the nicotine with just sugar, it's not completely wrong. These disposable nicotine companies are doing some fucked up shit, and honestly, it's surprising that this is not more talked about. So shit, dog, we're talking about it. With the initial flavored vape ban of 2020, people believed this ban was going to end all flavored vaping for good. But this law, if you take a deeper look at it, is not exactly what it seems. Now, I'm not a legal expert, but the main thing you gotta take a look at in this ban is that it specifically says it only bans all cartridge-based vape devices. And what a cartridge-based vape is just any cart that uses a pod system like Juul, Vuse, Enjoy, all that kind of stuff. So because of the specific wording on the law that it has to be those kind of vape devices, disposables are perfectly legal because it's all in one. It's not a refillable pod system. It's all just one vape. And I know this sounds fucking ridiculous, like they clearly would have just meant all flavored vapes, but the thing is, when you start looking into it, apparently the FDA purposely put these loopholes in to appease vape businesses and people that are pro-vape, which is just the stupidest thing of all time in my opinion. Like, why are you gonna put a ban on Juul's vapes and then allow all these other ones? Like, me personally, I like the Juul vapes more than any of these disposables, and now I can't get mint Juul pods, but I can still get all this other dumb shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing, FDA? But if the FDA really did put in these loopholes on purpose for disposables, they could have never foreseen how much of a disaster this would end up being. Disposables got really popular really quickly. The percentage of people vaping since this law passed in 2020 has gone up 50%, and the sale of disposable fruit and candy devices has gone up 290% since 2020. So that 2020 flavored e-cig ban that was supposedly going to stop the sale of all flavored vapes truly did nothing more than get rid of the mint Juul pod. And you know, after like 6 months, when the FDA and the people who are against vaping see that this law did absolutely nothing, the FDA ends up notifying the big disposable companies like Puff Bar to remove all of their flavored nicotine e-cigarette products. And well, this is where shit starts to get real wacky. So the FDA put a complete ban on all flavored nicotine devices, not just pod systems, everything. But Puff Bar and other similar disposable companies being worth like billions aren't going to just stop making billions because of this new stupid law. Puff Bar and other similar big disposable companies stopped using nicotine entirely and instead started using something called synthetic nicotine. And while the differences between synthetic nicotine and normal nicotine, we really don't know any of them yet, but what we do know is normal nicotine, it's derived from a tobacco plant, while synthetic nicotine, that shit is created in like a laboratory with like chemicals and shit. Like, I don't know, that shit could be a lot more dangerous for you than normal nicotine, but it could also be a lot less harmful than normal nicotine. But the thing is, we have no idea how harmful or harmless this shit is. Like, at least with normal tobacco, we have hundreds of years of scientific research telling us specifically like how bad it is for you. So yeah, most of these disposables y'all be puffing on don't even have real nicotine in it, and while they might not replace it with sugar, they are replacing it with this whack-ass synthetic nicotine. Some notable disposable brands that do this are Puff Bar, Beatty Pouches, Neen, and Rush. And those are just a few examples. In 2021, a study was done on vape shops showing that 20% of their vape nicotine sales were synthetic nicotine. So basically, 1 in 5 of these disposable brands that you're puffing on is gonna be some fake ass nicotine that who knows what the fuck it's doing to your body. But then this still also begs the question, what's the deal with the other 80% of vapes that aren't synthetic nicotine? If that shit was illegal, how are they still doing that? And this is just because there's so many different disposable vapes coming in, it's literally impossible to stop them, and all these businesses are set up in China where there's no laws regulating any of this stuff. In this New York Times article regarding the disposable vape loophole, they say, new e-cigarette suppliers can go into business easily. They contract with a manufacturer in China, set up a website, and get space in a warehouse to store and ship devices, said Samantha Shutterman, a senior consul supervisor, e-cigarette enforcement for the Massachusetts Attorney's General Office. They use shell companies and can quickly withdraw the profits if they face scrutiny. So I mean, looking at all this, the FDA's just got nothing on flavored nicotine. Like, there's just a 0% chance they ever put a stop to it. Like, there's just thousands of companies that can just pop up every day in China with no restrictions at all, and if it gets banned, they just use another company, or they just use synthetic nicotine and avoid getting banned at all. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's no putting a stop to flavored nicotine. And you know, as I said at the beginning of this video, I like flavored nicotine and I think it should be legal, so I don't really have a problem with having all these flavored nicotine options. I actually kind of enjoy it. But the real reason I made this video, the real thing that angers me about all this, you know, I said it at the beginning, is why the fuck did you get rid of the mint Juul pod, man? Like, dude, Juul's got something else going on with their nicotine. Like, I've tried every nicotine vaping product under the sun, and none of them hit like a fucking Juul pod. Like, they must got some, like, secret ingredient in that shit. Like, they must be putting a little bit of love in each pod. Like, that shit be hitting. But then the FDA hit us with the fuck your mint and fruity Juul pods. That shit's banned. And you know, I would almost be okay with this if it actually was to stop children from vaping, because I mean, let's be real, mango Juul pods, it definitely attracts some children, but the FDA clearly don't give a fuck or just knows they can't do shit about all these disposable vape companies coming in, so the FDA has not at all prevented children from getting into vaping by banning fruity flavors. And because of this, they really should just say fuck it and allow Juul to have their fruity flavors again. Like, I'm really out here smoking on menthol. Like, what the fuck, FDA? But yeah, fuck the FDA, give me my mint Juul pods, and as always, peace out, doggies.